Welcome to And Why Not Podcast with Andy and Dave. Two mates happy to talk about anything and everything.
Hi, Andy. Welcome.
Hello, David. How are you?
Splendid. How was your day?
Oh, mate, just cruising today.
Cruising. I like it.
Cruising. Smooth seas. Beautiful.
No waves hitting you?
Nah.
Just nice cruisy one.
Yeah, with nice glassy waters today.
It's good weather. Minus the wind.
It was beautiful,
Good.
actually. Well, I love this time of year.
So here we are again. I think we're in the 5th episode now.
Woohoo!
What are we, what's on the agenda?
I heard something about a substance games that's going to be held in America next year in Los Angeles. So this is basically anyone who takes EPO, steroids, growth hormones. These are athletes.
Booster drugs.
That's it. You can go and compete in all the sports that you want.
Is it like the Olympics?
It's they're actually doing it exactly the same as the Olympics.
It's just a juiced up
They're just
version.
not going to do any drug testing.
That's cool. Kind of cool, but not good.
Well, I'm telling you,
opinions divided.
Well, if you want to do that, I mean, it's on you, isn't it?
It is.
So if you get halfway through whatever event you're doing and you fucking curl over and die, well, obviously you didn't win, did you? That's on you.
Do juiced up. Too many roids there.
That's it.
Heart's pumping away.
But it kind of intrigues me because I want to see or want to know what is the difference between someone that's not juiced up and what they can do. Obviously, let's just say the 100 metres, right? Obviously, we know what Ben Johnson
back in Seoul? Seoul 88?
Seoul, he smashed it.
88 or 80?
Right?
Yeah, something like that. 92.
So, that's it. But then, Usain Bolt ended up doing it naturally.
Did he?
Well, okay, so obviously the testing was done, nothing was found.
But they're are they just smarter about it these days?
Well, okay, we can go into other sports as well that I know that...
Don't rile me up there.
I know. Okay.
Don't rile me up
So
there.
anyway, but I'd like to know, is it that much of an advantage? Like, I want to know what the difference is.
It clearly is in power sports, like powerlifting, weightlifting,
100%.
all those.
Yeah.
Clearly they're going to have a massive advantage there.
Mate, shot put, hammer throwing.
Yeah, all those impact
Yeah.
power are probably going to have it.
Yeah.
They talk about, what's his name with the swimming? Like he looks like a condom full of walnuts.
Yeah.
James Magnuson.
That's him, yeah.
Massive unit, eh?
Oh, far out.
But he's got slower because he's bigger and heavier.
Yeah, because you're dragging more
Or mass
through the water.
It's not going to work in that sport, is it?
Not necessarily, no.
Not in a power.
No.
Although the 50 metres swimming is a power. It's quick, but you still got to have the technique. You got to have the physique. You got to have so many attributes to succeed at it.
Exactly right.
Muscle mass isn't one of them, probably.
Okay, so same in cycling. You do the track cycling. You could have the same thing. It's all about power.
How big are their legs going to be?
Fuck, they're massive now. See some of them?
They're tree trunks.
I know. But again, it's a power thing.
It is, yeah.
It's not so much like you can carry the extra weight, but if you can get power to weight ratio and you're carrying more power, you're going to get over it. So,
yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? I have seen it, and like you said, I'm intrigued to see it, but I don't probably endorse it.
Oh, 100% wouldn't endorse it.
No, it's not a good projection for kids, is it? And
no.
People wanting to be the best they can to find an easy way to succeed, especially if money's thrown at these athletes, which it probably will be, of course.
Oh, 100%.
They'll
be sponsored.
It's an easy track to finance success, isn't it?
Exactly right. Okay. Now, is there going to be more improvements? I think there's going to be improvements, right? There would have to be.
Have to be. Otherwise, history said it. Okay. You're better, aren't you?
Is that right? Would there be more improvements in a percentage in men, or would the women's improve more?
It's interesting because you always hear about the men's doing the peptides and the drugs, but there's been Marion Jones.
Exactly.
She got done for it.
Yeah.
There's been a few others. I can't think of any at the moment,
but again,
interesting, yeah.
Like, because obviously they're taking growth hormones and testosterone, right? Would that be a bigger gap than what the men's would be? Because men already have the extra testosterone in the system.
I'm going to say yes.
I know.
Without any skill in the area.
Well, your PhD doesn't tell you that?
No.
Doctorate? You're a Dr. Dave?
No, definitely not. A doctor in Not anything. But you'd probably be some those power sprinting, running, definitely the athletics field. I'm sure
there'll be a little bit. I mean, I can't see a pole vaulter doing it. Can't see a high jumper doing it.
No, not like
I can't see a long jumper doing it.
Long jump maybe because you sprint. A lot of those sprinters were long jumpers.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, right. Or they're triple jumpers. Same sort of deal.
Same sort of thing.
I don't know.
Those ones would be interesting, like the weightlifting, what they're going to be. The Olympic record sits at such and such, they smash it by 20% or something, you know. But then is that 20% worth the effort, the shame, if there's, you know.
Well, no, apparently this is shame-free. You can just go for your life.
Is it, though? People are judging, aren't they?
Oh, everyone's going to judge.
Yeah, so there's a bit of shame. Whether or not you carry it's up to you.
Well, that's it. Depends on if you want to reduce your life.
Exactly.
So, living of your life.
And also, like, I know the James Magnuson one, they're talking about what's his legacy.
Yeah, that's
you know, and people think about legacies. You know, what do you leave behind, and how do people think of you?
Yeah,
especially athletes in Australia. That tall poppy, we're quick to pull him down.
Well and truly.
And I feel like he is a bit of I'll use this, the darling of the sport. You know, everyone loved him. What's their opinions of him now, especially in swimming circles, to see that happen? So,
yeah, this is true.
Like, what do you leave behind? Like,
yeah.
I don't think he cares. Clearly he doesn't because he's doing it.
Exactly right.
Chasing his own glory.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a point to prove himself.
But why? He's already got the accolades.
But I don't think he ever won a gold medal in his 50, which is his pet event, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I
think.
Again, we should do some research, but that's not us.
Why?
We keep saying that we do. We should be doing this stuff, but we can't be bothered.
No, it's just us chatting
That's
away.
just us doing shit.
We know what we're doing. We've got a doctorate in talking shit. There you go. That's what it is. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, I will watch it. Like, I'll have my eye on it. I think it's going to be intriguing and interesting to just see what happens and how it's sort of, I guess, portrayed. Like, it's not an Olympic, you know, like televised and people are going to watch it, millions around the world, have an opening ceremony and all that. Who knows? But it'll be cool to watch.
Is that where they all fucking punch on? Because they'll be all fucking roid-raged?
Be some anger issues in the village.
A lot of fighting and fucking.
Little ones.
Little ones.
Little Frankfurt.
So what are you trying to say? That clits will be bigger than penises?
Possibly. That's the thing. They may be. There'll be a whole new gender then. No, let's get out of that one. But no, I'm interested, but I'm also disgusted. I'm also... I don't know. It's a divided one. Like, as I said before, shouldn't do it. It's not my thing.
No.
But be interesting to see what does happen.
Yeah.
And as you said, like, will the women records be smashed more so than the male ones, or
I think
is there no? I might go there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm with you. It's interesting to watch, just to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have you looked into it much? Like, clearly more than I have. But have you?
No.
Do we know what sports, what events, or is it just a?
Well, they actually publicised it basically as all the sports that are in the Olympics.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
breakdancing.
I was going to say table tennis, but anyway.
Roided up skateboarding.
Yeah, so
no, it'll be I guess the traditional.
Yeah, the traditional
games.
It won't be all those.
The track and field sort of stuff, and a few bits of roid boxing. They could go.
Oh God,
that could be interesting. Just let them loose.
That'd be almost like MMA, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Just angry, 200-kilo angry blokes just going at each other.
Now that MMA is so big, I reckon that should become an Olympic sport.
Probably will. There's probably a push for it.
I mean, well, they have taekwondo. You know,
there'll be darts next.
Hey, you leave darts out.
I'm not dissing darts at all. I love darts.
We should have a dartboard in here.
Oh,
speaking of, we should have a wheel in here. Actually, hang on. Here's an idea for you folks.
Ooh.
Dave and I have just come up with an idea. This is the joys of what we do and how our brain works.
I'm in.
I reckon we get a wheel that basically people can just message into us, whatever they want to talk about. We'll put it on the wheel. We'll spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, we got to talk about it.
Yep.
That's the one.
Wheel of Fortune kind of thing.
Well, exactly right.
But we'll call it something cooler.
And we'll get back to you on that. But anyway, drop us something on our DMs and let us know what you want us to talk about. We won't do any research at all like we normally do. We'll just drink beer and we'll talk about it.
We research it while we're talking
Okay.
in our heads, but we don't use phones. We don't. No. We're very old school
That's it.
because we're old.
So now we have to build a wheel. So we'll let you know when the wheel's ready.
Yep. I'm happy to do that. The wheel of fortuitous conversation.
There we go. Anyway, so sidetrack from that.
Yeah, that was way off topic. So when are these games? Like when next year? You said is it?
Yeah, next year in Los Angeles.
So this summer then, I guess. So winter our time.
Yeah.
So
They
maybe
are-
12 months time.
I don't know if they actually have got a date yet, but it'd be very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Well, it's funny because it's funny the Americans do it because obviously, I'm an avid baseball lover. Like baseball went through its roided era. There's been so many people busted with that. It was just a standard thing in the game.
Correct.
Many years ago, they all did it.
Oh, mate.
There was
The NFL football was the
they
same.
didn't ban it until they banned it. Up until that point, anyone could take anything.
Yeah.
It does improve baseball. Like obviously hitting baseball, it did improve that. It's just that culture, isn't it? Though
It actually improved the way the dugouts ran out in the field.
true.
Had the big
As soon as
blues.
someone got hit, the Blues are on.
Exactly right.
Dugouts cleared.
Can you imagine if some of the ice hockers were on roids?
Oh,
I mean, because they just biff on anyway.
it's a rite of passage, isn't it?
Well, actually, it's part of the rules.
Yeah, it's a right. You're not allowed to have I can't remember what it's called in at the back of the hockey jersey, which holds the hockey jersey into your pants.
Oh, you can't do the hoodie. You
You can't bring the pants shirt over the top. No.
Is that why they get the shirts off?
Yeah. Because there used to be a strap on, sounds a strap on the back of the shirt that tucked into their, whatever the belt, not a belt, but their pants, so you couldn't pull the shirt over.
Right.
And that was literally part of the uniform,
Wow. There we go.
which doesn't come with the ones you buy from the merchandise shop.
That's a shame, isn't it? It should be authentic.
And there'll be car park punch-ons.
Oh, America? No way. So again, let us know what you think about the substance games, even what you think some of the sports might be, what you think it's all about. Anything, just DM us, let us know.
Are they giving it a cool name, or is it just a substance
I
games?
have no idea yet.
Because you could get a bit fun with that, I reckon.
Oh,
I
you
can't
can.
think of much at the moment, but
No, we work too many long hours.
it could be could have a bit of fun with it.
Oh, well and truly.
The logo. What's the logo? Not the logo?
Just a syringe.
The mascot.
Just a syringe.
Is it a walking syringe? And then someone in a pill costume.
It's just a little bottle of EPO next to the syringe walking in together.
That's how they light the flame. It's the syringe. Oh, we've just made it up for them. Come to us, roided game people.
Exactly
Come to
right.
us for the opening ceremony.
Exactly right. And now, actually, so we can now copyright this. If anyone hears this now, we've actually said it first here on Dave and Andy and Why Not podcast.
And I just had a cool idea. Instead of... Go with me, okay? Go with me.
All right, let's hold hands.
All right. So, during the Olympic Games, they have the flame. They light the flame.
Mm-hmm.
The flame carries on through the Olympics.
I know where you're going.
You might know. So what if the syringe pulls out from the bottle and then injects into a testicle? A giant...
What about a buttocks?
No, giant testicle. And then as the games go along, that shrinks. Because that's what the drug does.
Yeah.
So the testicle shrinks during the
And then you have to reduce it again.
and then pump it up. And then when the games finish, where is my head at? The games finish and it shrivels up and the EPO bottle fills up magically and then gets passed on to the next city. No?
Okay, so who's going to run around the town? Who's going to run it from country to country?
Oh, do you get injected? Like instead of passing the flame, You run with a syringe, inject the next person, they get a refill, go to the next person, inject it. We could have like thousands of people for a month before the games injected with roids.
No. Actually, I reckon there'd be a lot of people lining up.
Oh, give it a go. When in Rome.
Oh, God.
The worst thing is I'm visualising all this
I know.
vividly in my head.
I know, I could see it.
And it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Steroid game people, Andy and Dave, we are your marketing gurus.
100%.
We will design costumes,
Outfits.
Let's do it. I'm there.
Stop it.
I think-
I'm actually laughing so I'm crying.
The game should be in Colorado where slightly higher elevation as well.
And it doesn't matter if you've got a small penis because it's too cold anyway.
Exactly. Oh, this is great. Now I'm more excited than ever. Thank you for bringing this up.
Okay, so are they actually going to go, like literally, like next year it could be Athens. We're going to go to, or not the year after, what, are they going to have it every 4 years? Are they going to have it every year? And if they do, like, are they going to have different cities?
Should, definitely.
Like the Olympics.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So in saying that, though, is the Commonwealth going to have a Commonwealth Games one?
We're too nice as Australians. We won't do that.
Right. I mean, who's going to really do it? It'll be us in Canada.
Canada.
The Poms won't do it. They're too pompous.
They'll be sucking tea down.
And well, with the Indians.
They always do well at the Commonwealth Games, actually.
I know.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's it. So anyway, so I thought you'd like that one.
Yeah. My model. I'll fish that in. My mind is racing with now, like, merchandise around those games, the whole opening ceremony, how we transport the fluid.
This
Around.
the special juice.
Special juice. Get that. Yeah, my mind's boggling. Like, I'm loving this.
Okay, so speaking of merchandise,
kind of wrong.
Speaking of merchandise, yes, we will be outlaying for merch soon for the And Why Not podcast. So we're looking at shirts, beanies, hats, and stubby coolers.
Everyone loves the stubby cooler.
I know. And we're actually going to have two sizes. Because I find that the ordinary stubby cooler can sometimes be a little bit too small.
That's what she said.
So we will let you know on our socials when we get our merch up and going.
Yes, definitely.
So now,
Looking forward to that.
well and truly.
Sharing it with everyone.
Yeah. So anyway, so this little conversation was brought by our lovely beer here from Brackus Brewing. This is called the Sweet Dreams.
Dreams with a triple Z. Dreams.
So it's actually an oat cream IPA at 7%. Now it's busting its bumhole with hops coming out of its ringer everywhere.
They're like punching you in the face. It's like it's an orgasm in the mouth.
It's very awkward.
Don't look me in the eyes when you say that.
Nice delight beer. So Bacchus has been around. It's a staple in Queensland.
I've gone red.
It's one of the first little independent
Yes, definitely.
craft beers. They're over in Capalaba, which are now actually moving over to Brendale as well.
Hip hops.
Ross, the owner, is originally from England, a brewer from England. Opened up this nice little brewery, and literally has been knocking it out of the ballpark. Like
Amazing.
literally, like he makes beers. If you want a beer that tastes like a Rocky Road, he makes a Rocky Road.
It's an amazing beer. It is liquid Rocky Road.
Yeah.
It is literally,
A Snickers bar. You
yeah.
like Snickers? He makes a Snickers beer.
it's beautiful.
Right? Now, we've been to that brewery a few times.
So good.
Maybe once, maybe twice.
So good.
And literally this man is just a freak. But he's actually also brought on so many brewers into Queensland. He's trained so many people, educated them, basically. And a lot of those brewers are now moved on as well into other breweries and also into the commercial scene as well. So well done, Ross. absolute champion of the beer.
And this is yummy.
That's it.
Thank you for bringing this along.
Yeah, no, any time, mate. Any time.
Anytime? Oh, tomorrow? Same time?
Anytime. No. Once a week.
Once a week? That's
Once
where we're
a
at.
week. Bring a couple of specials in.
Talk some rubbish. And I'm just thinking about syringes running around and little pills and stuff. It's my head at the moment.
Okay, so saying that, though, are they going to have different classes
Oh,
for what you take? Are you going to be a peptider, or are you going to be the full-on syringe?
that's interesting,
Or is it just free
I
range?
hadn't even thought of that.
Okay, speaking of that, are they going to have, say, enhancements for, like, maybe special shoes? Like, going to have, like, kangaroo shoes?
Kangaroo
Because that's
shoes.
like a type of doping in it to make you run faster.
Old mate from, what's his South Africa guy? With the blades. Remember shot his wife? Got off
Oh,
it.
yeah.
He'll win. Because he was a sprinter anyway, wasn't he?
Well, is he out of jail?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, anyway.
That's it. Like, you say that. Like, I said weightlifting before.
Yeah,
Obviously, with weightlifting, there's classes in weights.
correct.
So do they still maintain that?
Mhm.
Because I would imagine, this is me being naive because I haven't done any research on it, obviously.
As we never will.
No. I couldn't imagine that they're going to get that many 75-kilo blokes that are roided up in that class.
No.
And then they go to 80 kilos. You know, they go up.
Yeah.
No, I think they start at like 55, 60 or something or other.
Yeah.
Like, surely there's not going to be enough athletes that are willing to roid up for those games.
No. But put
So,
it this way,
how do they do it?
Well, by the time they start roiding up, they're going to end up being in the 100 kilo category anyway.
Yeah. So, but they can't all be the same weight, surely. Like,
Okay, so is there going to be like a handicap system?
I'll win that.
Like, because you're handicapped?
Yeah.
Is that mentally or physically? Or emotionally?
A little from column A, B, and C. It's interesting you'd say that. Like, how will it roll, I guess?
Yeah.
Because you can't just have old mate up against old mate who's 130 kilos up against someone that's 75 kilos, and, yeah, they're both roided up on the same peptide, but clearly one's going to win, isn't he?
Well, that's the idea. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
interesting.
it's interesting. Well, I guess we'll find out. And
Well, they're advertising it, so you can probably just look it up online if you really wanted to. And
yeah, once they inject that mascot testicle, let the games begin, and then we'll find out.
Oh, thanks, Dave. That's a champion. All right, cheers to that one.
Yeah, I don't know where that come from. I should really walk away from that and leave it be. But it's caught me. It's got me. Like, I have seen the lure,
Well, see,
and I've bitten on big time.
EPO and steroids do it to you. Once you're in, you're in.
I'm in.
You're caught.
My steroid.
There's no going back
my
after that.
steroid is life. I inject it every day. And I wake up and hear the birds chirping, and
But then you just want to strangle them.
pretty much. They wake me up.
They wake you up.
Noisy miners. It's normally the plovers in the morning that are annoying at the moment.
Pigeons are for me.
Pigeons.
Pigeons. Or doves. I don't know. Where the way they are.
Yeah, it's a bird. It's annoying.
Sits and
shits everywhere.
Well, it just sits above my window and just goes. Brrr, brrr.
That's called a bug assault gun. That'll get rid of it. So I didn't go too far. Just the fly.
Yeah, I know.
I'll try and be nice
Yeah.
to any animal people out there. If Peter are listening,
Yeah. They will be.
they will be,
Yeah.
because they'll want to change the horse's name. Get rid of the horse at the Broncos. Oh, that's crazy.
What was it now? The Bronco Boomerangs?
Oh, that's never going to happen. Like, Peter, an American company or organisation,
Worldwide, actually.
but they started there
Yeah.
by Chelsea Gamble,
Yeah.
the daughter of the oil magnate.
Mhm.
I can't remember his name, but Gamble, clearly. See, I watched Ace Ventura. I know this stuff.
You go, Pet Detective.
Doing my detective work. But it started over there. There's so many freaking teams over there with animals
So
for
here in
mascots.
Australia.
Go over there. Stay over there. Leave us alone. We're the cousin. No one gives a shit about us out here, our sport. Leave us be. No one cares.
No, they had to do it. Had to put their fingers in where they didn't belong.
I've been told that before.
But you think it, okay? So how many teams don't have an animal name in? Say, okay, so in
there's heaps. I could name heaps, but I'm not going to.
Exactly.
Because then I show off my big brain.
Oh, look, you got a big head too.
Yeah, I know.
We've said that twice already.
Yeah.
He has got a big head.
It's round.
Oh, I don't know.
Oval.
Yeah, oval.
The Adam Sandler in 51st Dates. Paint the egg. That's what it is.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no. But yeah, animals are in everything. Like,
Yeah.
what? Seriously? Why do people want to bother with that?
I don't know.
Anyway, we digress.
That's it. We actually got off the topic. We've actually gone through, I think, maybe 3 topics.
Oh, yeah, it's all relates.
That's what we do. We just
Maybe
roll with
Buck from the Broncos is on roids, and maybe he can go over and represent.
Well, the roids come from horses anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of true, isn't it? Actually, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's all like
it's all-
counterconjunctive.
Can of worms.
I know. Tell me
Not a
about it.
can of whoop ass, a can of worms.
Well, I don't know. If you analyse juice, you probably would whoop ass.
Ass, yeah.
Well, you think you would anyway.
I'm glad you brought the topic up though, because I hadn't really thought about those games. I knew it was happening and it was in the background, but it's interesting and it is intriguing. And I think that's where the hook for it, I guess, is I reckon the organisers know it's
Sponsored
disgusting.
by Pfizer.
Yeah,
Sorry. No, don't take me to court, Pfizer, please.
no, it's Pfizer, which is Pfizer.
Pfizer.
You
Sorry.
pronounced
Pfizer.
it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's the hook, is that most people morally think it's shit.
Yeah,
Right? It's
100%.
the wrong way.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the way modern society's brought up.
Correct.
Drugs, you look at the Lance Armstrongs,
Yeah.
the Ben Johnsons, those people, you all put them down because you cheated. It's cheating.
Yeah,
And no one likes cheating.
that's right.
Anyone that's honest and in sport especially.
Well, in Australia, if you're honest and you win, we just knock you over anyway.
Pretty much. So your time will come.
That's it.
You
Talk
don't
poppy.
need to cheat.
That's it.
But I think everyone in society knows that's cheating and it's an unfair advantage.
Correct.
But that's the hook. People are interested to find out what will happen. Like, it's just what if? Well, I'm one eye on, but not admit to it. I reckon most people won't admit to the fact that they'll watch it.
Oh, I'm 100% on to it.
I don't care.
I'm going to promote this.
I'll watch it. Doesn't bother me.
No, don't bother me.
I
It's not my body.
I don't agree with it,
No.
but I'll watch it. I'm not going to endorse it to people. You choose. You do you. But that's their hook. They're capturing people's imagination about it. And whether or not it takes off from there, as you said, like if it goes to another 2 years' time, it goes again. Yeah. And then we've got that carryover champion that was 120 kilos, roided up, now is 155 kilos. And, you don't know, do you?
Exactly right, 100%.
And they'll die before the next games anyway. But that's a whole different thing.
Same thing happened in bodybuilding. Yeah, I mean, like, we all know they do.
And wrestling.
Yeah.
It's hand in hand, that sort of
they
stuff.
all know.
They all do it.
You know what I mean? And then they try and go, oh, this guy's clean. Get out of it. I mean, there is some clean athletes, and they actually do have a clean and a dirty weight, bodybuilding, which is fair enough. So.
But it's been
But I can't. Look, don't get me wrong, but you can't call bodybuilding a sport.
It's a hobby.
It's
a fashion show.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I know they put a lot of work in, they do long hours, and they do all this, and they do all that, It's not really a sport, is it?
Oh, no. I think a lot of things are called a sport and shouldn't be a sport.
Yeah.
Breakdancing.
Skateboarding.
Surfing.
True. Yeah, there's a few there. Anyway, but I suppose that comes down to individuals.
Yeah, we digress again.
Yeah. It's like golf.
Golf. Don't you diss golf, bro.
I got him, folks. I got him a good one.
That's a low blow. That's to my shrinking testy. Nah.
So
not getting off topic there.
When's golf going to come to the Olympics?
It's there.
It was only a spectator. Was it a spectator sport?
I
Or
think they played for
spectator?
gold.
No, they call it spectator. What's it called?
Not invitational.
Yeah, it's something, whatever. Anyways, let us know what you think.
That sport.
That sport.
Motivational sport. I got no idea. I got nothing. Invitational. Is that right? Maybe?
No,
Is that the right word?
No. It's
I'm sure it was there because I do remember Cam Smith playing the Aussie bags and stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was,
It was only just
It
this
was
one.
in Tokyo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Americans won it, or the Spanish.
Oh, so they're playing teams.
Yes, they're playing teams, not individuals, but team as well. So the team score, I think it was, you had your individual score for the individual player,
Yeah.
but then your total of those four
yeah,
or
with the
three that
team,
played,
yeah.
that wins the team gold medal.
Yeah.
I'm sure, Tokyo, I think, might have been the first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, like, those, oh no, we've got to be off topic. That, even like the Olympic Games, why the fuck is soccer there? The biggest sporting event in the world is the FIFA World Cup.
Correct. Just leave
They
it
do
at that.
not need to have them.
No.
Ridiculous. And I that's why a whole bunch of sports.
Yeah.
And that's where the Royd Games will probably be really good because it cuts the bullshit out and just has the original Greek Olympic Games.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
Hang
yeah,
on.
I've thrown a
The-
curveball
Look
there,
out.
haven't I? Yeah.
Are they going to have wrestling as well? Is that going to be the proper old style Greek?
Greco-Roman. Greco-Roman.
Greco-Roman wrestling? They're going to oil up and nude up?
Yep. Let's do it.
That I want to see.
The women also. Hang on, what?
I found another curveball, folks.
Yeah. Whew.
Like, seriously, like
George, what is he? George the Animal? What is his
Steel.
name? Yeah.
George the Animal Steel, wasn't he?
Oh, bring those people back.
I know. Andre the Giant.
Not Hulk Hogan.
No, I was going to say he's.
No.
He'll probably show up.
Ricky the Steamboat Dragon. Oh. He can represent the Pacific right there. He's like Moana. Maui.
Maui.
The Rock. There we go. He was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
He can go back as Maui.
Yeah. There we go.
In the oh, he's not roided up though, is he?
I don't know. I don't want to comment on that. He's bigger than me. He's got a lot more money than me.
He's not going to look for you.
No, well, you never know. The islands are pretty close to Australia.
He's not going to look for you. I'm confident in that. If he does, bring it on, buddy.
Hey, Rock, if you're listening to this, mate, send us a DM. Love to catch up and have a chat to you, mate.
Bring it on.
That's it. We can sit down in the pub, have a beer.
Yep.
You can be part of our live chat at the local pub.
And you can be our bouncer.
I want to talk to the man.
Yeah, fair call.
Yeah. I reckon he had a lot to say. Actually, so speaking of, okay, now we've gone
well off topic here.
Who would be your favourite person to sit down and have a beer with? And actually have a chat? Who?
Hitler.
No, okay, living person. Now,
The Hitler one's intriguing, almost as much as the roided games. Because there's some questions there you surely want to ask.
Yeah, but he was angry, demented.
He was.
But he was so
But don't you
much
wanna
hyped
ask?
up on
He's a
medication.
very intelligent bloke as well at the same time.
He was at the start.
Very accomplished artist, very highly intellectual,
At the start,
but
yes.
a knobhead. But
Well, actually, he was a dictator.
a knob,
And he was a mass murderer.
dictator, the same thing. Live, living. What's yours? Well, I think if you know yours, I don't know mine.
No, I don't.
I would have to think about that. Probably you'd be up there. That's why I'm doing this.
Get out of it, you idiot.
It's the roids talking. I've got to circle back to our conversation. See, it's the roids.
Oh, look at you go. But anyway, we'll keep that for another topic, for another day.
You got me thinking now.
I know.
Not so much
That's
about
what
the
I do.
shrunken testicle
No.
or the
Yeah.
walking pill.
Okay, so it can be anyone.
anyone.
Anyone. And it can't be me.
That's a
Because
tough one.
we do this every week. Actually, we do this more than this 1 week. Once a week. Yeah, so anyway, that's for another topic.
I reckon no, there'd be a few because I think everyone's from different walks of life. You'd want to. I don't know.
See, I've opened up the can.
You've turned the spotlight on me, and I'm not ready for it.
Open up the can. I know.
See, guys, no organisation. We just talk, and this is where it leads us. The spotlight shining on my big bald head and reflecting off at everyone. So it's quite funny.
It's actually hard for us to stay on topic.
It is.
And you work that out with us.
Yeah.
We're
I don't
like,
know.
it's part of our ADHD
Grown
issues.
man,
Yeah.
beer drinking,
Exactly right.
bloke thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll get back to you. I'll have to think about that.
Okay.
And you'll have to
For
do the
another
same
day.
because you haven't got anyone. You asked the question, but
I
you weren't
know.
prepared with an answer.
No. I've never got an answer.
Yeah.
I just wing it as I go. And I'll
Off the top of your head, quick. Who do you think?
Well, I brought the Rock up anyway for that
Yeah,
reason.
fair. I don't want to talk to him, but I will if he's listening.
That'll be. I reckon that'll be the pinnacle for us.
Oh, geez, we're a long way from that. We need to get No, I won't get it. We need
Okay,
to,
so
we need to hit someone off the street and just talk and see if they'll actually
well, put it this way.
talk to two bearded bald men.
Okay, hang on. Well, we might be able to get Jane wants. The Rock,
Dwayne.
So
Maui.
So my partner she has a girlfriend who's Samoan or Tongan. I think
Pacific Island.
No, I think he's Samoan. Had a wedding, right? And all the Samoans were there. Right? Great wedding. Mate, they throw a huge.
They know how to party.
Oh, mate, seriously, so much fun. So much
They
fun.
got the right attitude.
So much fun.
No roids there.
But they're freaking huge. They're big lads.
No roids.
No.
Circling back.
But anyway, you got to circle back to that.
You've got to circle back.
So anyway, there was one gentleman there from Samoa, but lives in America. Now, he did bring up the Rock's name a few times. Maybe he might know.
Ooh,
Is this like three degrees of separation?
let's delve into it, eh? Dig deep. See what we can.
I think I might have a talk to my partner and have a
Bring
talk
it
to her girlfriend, and maybe she might know the uncle.
Might
and
know that bloke.
You
who
never
knows that
know.
bloke. You never know.
Yeah,
We can
It
have
can
him.
happen.
He could be sending us his merchandise, and we send him our merchandise,
that'll be
and he rocks it. Get it? Rocks
rocks
it.
it. Oh no, look at you go.
That was not deliberate either. He rocks it at the next
It wasn't
red carpet event.
Oh. No, we can't. We've got to make the wheel yet. We can't get red carpet as well. We can't afford that.
Yeah, it's true.
So, by the way,
There's some offcuts out there.
by the way, our merch will be online soon. So buy some merch so we can actually build the wheel and also get some red carpet.
And then we can then eventually go video,
We'd love to go video.
and then I have to see our beautiful faces. What are you laughing for?
I can see you with the lippy. A bit of mascara up there.
Manscar, I can do that. I'm no drama.
You know, get rid of the red blotches on your head.
Yes. How do we circle that one back?
We don't.
I'm still thinking now. I'm thinking about who I want to talk to, and you've got me. I don't know.
You're now going to be listening to everything and everyone to see people on TV
Who do I
and
wanna
everything
talk
else, and you're just going, yes. No?
But no, I reckon I can answer that. And I want to talk to anyone that has an opinion about anything,
There you go.
because
Well, that's what we do.
that's what opinions are for. Like everyone's got one, like in butthole. Unless you don't have a butthole, then you don't have one. But why not? Like,
Even if you have a colostrum in your bag, we'll still talk to you.
see, and why not? There we go. Circling.
Well, hence our In the Wild episodes where we will drop where we're going to be on our DMs. So come on down, look for two big bald head budgers with beards, and
Beautiful, bald-headed, bearded blokes.
so we're the 4Bs. And we're happy to sit down, drop a mic on you, and we can sit down and just chat.
Yeah.
Whatever issue, whatever you want to talk about, anything. Now, understand, when we do this, one of us will be the mediator, and the other person will basically be the devil's advocate. So understand that we will be talking about your subject, but one of us will be going, hey, have you thought about this? Other one is sitting there just basically going, okay, guys, it's getting too heated.
We need to do that because it becomes
need
a
to do
rant otherwise. And
Exactly right.
an argument which
Oh, not really, no.
it can go pear-shaped.
Exactly
It
right.
just needs to stay on track in a civilised manner.
Correct, especially when we're out and open.
We can do a civilised talk.
We can, and we will.
We just need to think of who we want to talk to about roids. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Oh, you've got me.
Actor,
No, I don't really care for actors.
same.
Not too fussed about them, to be honest.
No, sporting person.
It'd probably be a sporting, if I think about it.
Who's your favourite cricketer? I know you love cricket.
He's dead. Dean Jones.
He's passed on.
I know. But
And again, it's going to be live.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Well, Dean Jones. He's one of the first ones to come.
Well,
Do you know what? I'd love to sit down and have a good old chin wag and a beer with Peter Garrett.
yeah.
Grew up, obviously, the Oils. Like, it's their generation.
Yeah.
Love him, clearly. Still one of the greatest bands I've ever seen live.
Mm-hmm.
But he's lived a life.
Yes.
And he was shot down a lot later in his political career. I reckon he'd be an interesting bloke to chat to. He's seen a lot, heard a lot, lived a lot. I reckon that'd be a good evening's conversation.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know where it went.
No,
Where'd it go?
that's the thing. Like, where do you start? You'd obviously start with the music and all that, those glory days of the 80s and the 90s and all that, but that would lead you so many places.
Okay,
And
so what happens if he turns around and says, I don't want to talk about that? Because, I mean, obviously you don't know this, but...
what I would do would circle around to it later on.
you'd keep pestering, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't pester, but you'd find a segue.
You'd fall off a Segway.
No, I wish I had one just to get around on my sore back at the moment.
You need a stretcher, that's what you need.
But yeah, maybe just off the cuff, thinking about now, Peter Garrett would have to be, yeah, he's an icon, isn't he? Like, of Australia.
Yeah,
like, he's a pretty cool dude.
Well, he got the portfolio he wanted, but was then silenced.
I lived overseas for a lot of that, so I didn't really live it.
I was here.
I got the back end of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know huge amounts about that.
Yeah.
But he could have done so much good. His heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
But people around him didn't like that because he was actually trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. That's
And you
politicians.
that's Australia, though. Tall poppy. We shoot you down if you want to do...
Well, actually, it wasn't even the general public that shot him down.
No, it's just the politicians, wasn't it?
Yeah. They didn't like where he was going to go with it. So yes, it took him a while to get to his portfolio, and he bounced around. But then he finally got it, and then wasn't able to do anything.
Yeah.
Because
Hamstrung.
he actually brought up a lot of policies, and literally he was told to sit back down again, which is a very shame. That's from his own party.
Other one thinking about it, and this circles back, see, because that's what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm circling back to our original topic.
Like our wheel, when we built our wheel.
I'm circling back. James Hird.
Fair call.
I am a mad Essendon supporter.
You're not.
I know, funny that. And go back to the whole peptide thing,
Yeah.
which I have a strong opinion about, which anyone that knows me knows about. James Hird, I would love to delve back into that period.
Yep.
I don't think he's to blame for a lot of it, but he is obviously the coach at the time, so he cops it.
Yep.
And unfortunately in sport, the coach cops it no matter what. The team's failing on the field, the coach cops it.
Why is that?
It's easy. You know why? It's an easy scalp.
Yeah. But
It's an easy blame game.
But 99% of the time, the team doesn't perform any better under a new coach.
No, exactly.
They turn around and say, "Oh, it was a bad fit.
Yeah,
it was
I've had bad coaches in my sport. I've seen bad coaching. It's not always the coach's fault that everyone's performing badly. But anyway, I think James Hird would be up there. And obviously just being a mad member for so many years of Essendon, he's a bit of a legend. So talking to him would probably be up there as well.
Yeah. Ben Cousins.
Oh, what a legend.
Because now we're talking about AFL.
For his on-field antics.
Yeah. That's it. Gary
He was
Ablett.
awesome.
Gary Ablett.
Which one? Junior? Senior?
Probably both.
Yeah, I prefer senior. Junior, sorry.
Well, the only reason I say that is because I'm a Mad Cats. Because I was born in Geelong. But again, I reckon Ben.
He's lived a life, hasn't he?
And he has. And he's still, because we're going back to substances.
Yeah.
Right? So this is how I circle around.
He's lived. Yep, circle.
And I remember seeing that report that was, I think it was on 60 Minutes or something, where he's getting better and everything else. And then they did a follow-up after that where he then digressed back into it again.
Yeah.
It's like, like the demons he's fought and fighting and everything else. It's like...
One of the best players of the modern game. Unbelievable.
Like...
The stuff he could do.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Him and Judd, remember back in the day?
Yeah. That's it.
Maybe he should get on the juice and go over and compete.
I think he's too old now. I think he's well and truly broken.
He's
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, I'm sure he's feeling it.
Mate. Actually, Ben, so if you're hearing this, mate, drop us a line.
Yeah.
We're happy to have a chat to
Let
you.
us go, mate.
That's it,
Who would you... All right, let's circle again.
Yeah.
Who would you love to see compete? Think of any athlete now that is doing something. Who would you love to see roid up and compete and be like ultimate freaking beast mode sort of thing?
Gout.
Holy crap, that's out of nowhere.
Gout.
Local Brisbane? Or
Yeah. He's
Out of
young.
Brisbane legend.
He's young. He's got plenty of time.
So you reckon he could roid up, go and do good, then de-roid and still do good? Or go the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gout. How quick is the little bastard? He's so quick.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
It's good to see an Aussie sprinter doing well.
He's not the only Aussie sprinter that's doing well. There is another white guy as well. He's come along. He actually beat Gout. I think it was in the Australian titles in the 200. Did clip him.
Nice.
But
But we're normally shit at running.
I don't think
Had
we've really got
Shervo,
the
the
genes.
lunchbox, remember?
We know he wasn't on the juice. I mean, I think there were so many women that actually watched that Olympics just for his package. Just for his package. It didn't matter where he placed because he placed well with them.
And the slow-mos were
Oh,
really coming into age then, weren't they? Well done, Shervo. I reckon, it's been interesting. Like, there'd be a bunch of athletes that you would love to see juiced up and just going for it, eh? Like,
That's it.
Whatever sport it is.
well, there's a whole heap of, I mean, I don't know, but and I won't do the research. But there's a whole heap of American and South African sprinters that are in that, ballpark. That I reckon they could probably, could do it.
I'm putting us on the spot right here, right now. We have no knowledge of the current world record for the 100 metres, right? I'm guessing that it's 9.7.
No, it's 9.86.
All right, 9.86.
I think that was 2 holes by Usain Bolt.
Yep, fair enough. He was a bit of a champion, wasn't he? He did all right.
Yeah,
He did all right.
he did all right.
He
Only
did
4
all right.
Olympics in a row
He
and
did
4,
all right.
4 world titles, or 4
Yeah,
world
he's
records.
done
He's all right.
okay.
Yeah. And 200s.
For a Jamaican who normally they're pretty relaxed and chilled, but he was the opposite. He was on fire. So, all right, I'm putting us on the spot right here, right now. We're doing this, episode 5. Obviously, our conversation's been the roided games, the juiced up games, whatever you want to call it, shrinking testicle game. What's going to be the 100-metre record or the time set at those games in a year's time? Let's lay a number down and we can circle back. Again, another topic, circling back. We can come back to this in a year's time when it's happened and see who's the closest.
Okay. All right, I'll go first.
Lay a time down.
All right. So
This is a world first, surely.
I don't think it's going to be a lot in it.
I concur.
I reckon it's only going to be maybe a 9.8 flat, if not a 9.79. There'll be only a few in it, I reckon.
Interesting. So
Only-
you're going 9.79 or 9.8 flat.
Let's go a 9.8 flat.
That takes away what I was going to say. Damn.
This is why we do a podcast.
Damn.
Because our brain is too fucking similar.
That's annoying.
Hey, well, I don't think there's going to be much in it.
That was the first thing I thought. I'll just
Do a
cut it down
flat.
to flat. Yeah.
I know.
All right. So, all right, I'm going to say because Ben Johnson did 9.7,
Correct.
and that's 30 years ago. And
But
not
see-
much has changed.
But in saying that, though, a lot of these athletes only have 12 months. Ben Johnson was doing it for years.
He was doing it for 3 years leading
That's
up
right.
to or something.
So they've only got a
because
year
he wasn't breaking 10 seconds
That's right.
until
Okay. All of
like
a sudden.
2 or 3 months before the Olympics. He's
Correct.
like, oh shit, this guy's there.
Yeah.
Um,
So again, you understand they've only got a year in them.
I do. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say the time will be identical to the current non-roided Olympic game record.
So it's not going to break at all.
No, it'll be identical time. So if you say it's 9.86,
Yep.
that's what it will be.
I mean, I should actually fact check this, but I won't bother.
No, we don't.
That's
need
just
to.
going off memory.
If when it happens next 12 months' time. We'll just go. We'll fact check then. But I'm going to say the time will be identical.
Okay. All right. We're on. Cheers to that.
I've run out. Cheers.
Okay. Well, that goes for the next episode then.
Done.
All right.
Thank you, Andy. That was a good topic.
It was.
Interesting.
Very entertaining.
We
Different.
digressed a bit, but
Oh,
I'm going to say it. We circled back. Oh,
like our wheel.
the wheel's happening, guys.
The wheel's happening.
Chat's in.
I want a goat.
Pretty please. If you're a Marvel character, quickly off topic, who would you be?
Oh, fuck knows. I don't know.
I want to say Thor, but everyone will be like, oh, just because you want to be fucking Chris Hemsworth. I'm bigger than Chris Hemsworth, by the way, in all departments. I'll beat you to it. Sorry, I had to do that.
I'm looking at your head again.
Yeah.
The upper head.
No, but I've had a drink with Chris. I've met him a couple of times. I'm bigger than him. He's not a big bloke. He's just cut like a motherfucker. Like he's a diamond. He is.
A lot of work goes into that.
Oh, no, for sure. But yeah.
I wonder if he's using steroids.
Ooh, I doubt it.
Peptides.
Nah, well, he
you don't-
does live
you-
on Byron,
you-
so
you-
you never
you-
know. There's a few floaties around there.
Well, you don't get drug tests to do a movie, do you?
No, you don't.
And you got to get yourself into
And
shape as fast as you can, don't you?
Turnaround time, so. Yeah,
You could be doing one movie and you're fucking fat as fuck, and then literally a couple of months later you got to be ripped as hell.
True. And you got to do it quick so you can get paid and do the movie, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, maybe I'd be Thor. I know.
Actually,
yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
Mate, I have no idea. I don't know.
What about Tony Stark, Iron Man? Then you have all the money and all the suits and shit.
Fuck the money. Who needs that?
Yeah,
I'm a little old country boy that knows
Little?
better. Well, okay. Average.
That's what she said. Anyway,
So speaking of steroids,
yes, there are.
so driving today and literally pop up on the radio, it's actually called not the substance gains, but the enhanced gains.
Yes.
So the founder is an Australian guy.
An Aussie.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Was he on the dope?
Probably not.
Sounds like it.
Aaron De Souza. So apparently he was the brainchild of this. So also too, Magnuson is their poster child, as you stated.
He has to be.
Gotta be.
He's a good-looking rooster.
Yeah, that's it. Take him home. I want to buff him.
Yeah.
Bring him up here. I want to buff him.
Maybe not now. He's a bit bulky now.
Yeah, true.
He'll take up more of the bed.
Also to Donald Trump Jr. has put up $1 million for whoever breaks certain records.
I was interested when he said that. That's like because I was like, who's backing all this? Because I did hear that as well about that there's $1 million if you break a world record.
Yeah, Donald Trump
but
Jr.
who's backing it? So obviously his dad's probably bankrolling it.
Dude, what are you trying to say?
I'm not saying, but
Do you want the most powerful man in the world after us?
yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. Donald Trump,
Bring it.
bring it on.
I'll have a chat to you, mate. Over a game of golf, and see how your golf game really is.
Just make sure he wins.
No, bugger him.
Actually, probably do better than our Prime Minister. He hasn't even seen him yet.
He's rubbish. No, true.
Anyways, we won't go to politics.
But what the other interesting thing you said though is that it's actually in Vegas, so it's just going
It's
to be
Vegas.
a cash roll, isn't it? The whole thing.
I know.
It's just going to be about money.
Of course. Well, why not?
Like, kind of makes me want to go to Vegas when it's on.
Okay, so this is how scared the Olympic
Committee,
the OCC.
the Olympic Committee,
No, I'll get it out yet. Right, scared about it.
the old fellas.
That's it. So they've literally said that anyone that's involved in this, so coaches, officials, doctors,
Even
whoever,
doctors. Hey.
anyone's involved in this will not be eligible to participate in any Olympic qualifiers or the actual Olympics itself. So if some little boy decides he wants to be the ball boy in the tennis thing, sorry, mate, you're out. I mean, I don't know how many steroid tennis players are going to be, but
Don't know how it would help.
but yeah. So this is how scared the OCC are.
No, so that's interesting because I don't. If you're just a referee or official or whatever, who gives a shit? You're not doing it. What are you? You're not changing anything.
What they're saying is, like you said,
Yeah.
you're participating, so you're accepting of what they're doing.
No, you're not. You're just getting paid to do a job.
Well, anyway,
More than likely.
that's not their
Maybe they
standing.
volunteer. I don't
Well,
know.
that's their standing.
I know. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, so that's what I heard
I'll shut
today.
up.
So anyway, so I thought we'll just add that in
Yeah.
and a little bit more that I hear. Obviously, we're going to hear a lot more of this going on as going
I
forward.
am secretly kind of pumped since we talked about it.
Yeah.
I reckon just intriguing. Like I couldn't care less either way, really, but just intrigued to see what happens
Yeah, for sure.
and how close my bet is when the 100-meter sprint.
I'm thinking now that if this has been going for a little bit, I reckon they got probably a bit more time up their sleeve. I reckon records are going to be full.
I'm standing firm. Not going. It's going to be the exact same. But we haven't put a wager on it, have we?
No, we haven't.
We'll have to think about that over time. Over time, we'll think about a wager.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get the people to decide.
All right, I like it.
We'll put a poll up or something, maybe.
Well, we can put a poll up on our Instas,
Yeah.
on our social medias.
That's
If
what we
anyone
should
wants to get
do,
involved, just
yeah.
let them know what time, let's say for whatever events they're going to do, even the 100 metre, also the 50 metre swim, or for what Magnuson does, or whatever he does.
Let's do a poll.
Well, we can just put them up there and
put a wager on.
Who knows? If we have the merch out by then, that person can maybe win some merch or something.
We're not condoning gambling, by the way.
No, we're not. Yeah. No, definitely not. This is just two mates
having a bet.
Having a bet.
And the bet will probably be a beer at the pub or something.
More than likely. Yeah. More than likely. Anyway.
It'll be really simple.
So there you go.
All right.
Close it off.
The best way to catch Andy and Dave is through the socials on Instagram and Facebook. Just punch in and Why Not Podcast. Join the guys on site for a chat and ask why not with their special Out in the Wild episodes. Keep an eye on their socials for details and locations.
I want a lobotomy. Take away my thoughts. I don't want any responsibility. That's just what I want. You asked me, so I'm telling you. I don't want any responsibility. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom, boomer.
Boom, boombastic.
All right.
Really
welcome back,
fantastic.
folks. Welcome back. All right.
Yes, welcome back.
Marvellous.
What have you got, Andy? You got another little quick fire one for me. What have you got? And this one's a little bit closer to your heart, I would say.
It is.
And it's topical.
It is topical. It's currently in the talk of the town at the moment.
Yes.
The legalisation of cannabis.
Bom, bom, bom.
Right.
We dare go there.
We go anywhere.
Yeah. And why not?
And why not? So, my partner has a lot of stomach and internal issues, which she is seeking help with surgeries and everything else. The constant pain is relentless. Now, I have a lot of pain. I have a lot of injuries from old sporting injuries and everything else.
And old age.
That too. So
let's just make that clear.
Yeah. Now we do know there's two types of distinguents in marijuana. You have the THC, which is the laughy, jokey, the space is amazing, and fall asleep. And eat everything first and then fall asleep.
Cookies.
Whatever. Right, that's THC. Then you've got the CBD. Now, the CBD is what you really want. Now, that's got to do with basically inflammation, pain relief, and everything else.
So that's your muscle relaxant one, isn't it?
Exactly
basically?
right.
Yeah, just the
chill,
that's the chill part.
Well, it's not. Well, what is a chill? Because it takes all the pain away.
Mm.
So, my partner wasn't really into that. She never thought about this as a helping mechanism until she obviously has a surgery, and even the doctors say that even after the surgery it might not ever be right. So, me being me, I did no research, just my own.
You've got
from
form
smoking
there.
cones when I was younger.
You've got form there, mate.
Right?
We both have.
You know, sitting behind the tin shed, smoking a cone with all your mates at age 14, when mum and dad are away over the weekend. You know sometimes that all your aches and pains go away. So now that they've actually separated, they can actually separate all this, and it's actually been legalised to a certain degree. You have to obviously get a special doctor's script, and you've got to fill out so many forms. And she did all that. Now, seriously, the amount of hoops that she had to jump
So you got
through.
to sign your firstborn away and that sort of thing.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And the only reason they have to do this is because it's been classified as I think it's a stage 1 drug, or I don't know what I know it's number 1. So apparently it's up there with methamphetamine, cocaine.
Jeez.
Yeah, Like, and they're saying it's the only reason it's up there is because it's a gateway drug.
I get that. But
Okay, well, I've done a lot of substances in my life.
Andrew,
Yes.
oh,
There was a time there.
if you could see my face right now, it's
was
one
a-
of disappointment. I can't keep a straight face saying that.
It's the same face my mum and dad gave.
I can't keep a straight face saying that. But anyway,
All right.
as you were.
So there was a period there in the late mid 90s to the early
The
2000s.
grunge era.
Well, I wasn't really into grunge. I mean, I love grunge, don't get me wrong. But I did work at, and if you live in Sydney or you know anything about Sydney, you'll know the Albury Hotel in Oxford Street in town. Now, I was a bartender there. So you can say that I've seen a lot of things. So when you see a lot of things, you get offered a lot of things. I did choose to take a lot of things. Dave, at this time, he's keeping really quiet. He's now actually making a little zip to his mouth and everything else.
Doo-doo-doo.
So, anyway, now, yes, I did smoke pot when I was younger. By the time I'd stopped smoking because I was actually then working and everything else. Then when I got into that line of work of hospitality, and it was only a part-time job to start off with, my eyes were open to, let's say, other exotic drugs. Now, marijuana wasn't a gateway for me to take those other drugs, because I never smoked marijuana when I was taking those other drugs. All right, and it never even thought to me to actually go and have a smoke. All right. Now, in saying that though, I didn't go down heroin way. It was all your uppers. So it was coke, it was MDMA, it was MD,
Party drugs.
it was
Basically, the party drugs,
it was
wasn't it?
mushrooms,
Yeah.
it was trips. Right?
I didn't want to go big in those days. That was sort of what it was.
Exactly right.
It was the
And-
coming of age of those drugs.
I've seen people obviously injecting it. To me, that was a big no-no.
Only the roids.
Well, we can go back to the road one.
Not circling. That's it.
We're not circling back. Anyway. So, now, everyone says that marijuana is a gateway drug. Well, for me, and I don't think it was, never was, because most stoners don't think they want to go to the next level anyway. All right? And most people that do party drugs they don't look at marijuana as basically trying to bring themselves down off a high. All right? So I can't see where the gateway is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about this topic to
Anyway.
have an opinion.
Okay, so hence that why I'm bringing up marijuana is obviously legalization is because it brings you, well, especially on those party drugs and everything else, it brings you back down. Some people say it enhances it. For me, it brought me back down to where I needed to be, let's say, functional. All right. So now, I still take CBD, or my partner takes CBD, obviously, for her pain. All right, and she's got a script and everything else, and the amount of hoops that she had to jump through and everything else, and she's still, she's got to contact the doctor and everything else. All right. Now, this is what we're talking about legalization of marijuana is because of its properties on helping the body heal. Right. So you take
Does
out
it help
the
heal or does it suppress?
No, well, actually, if you look into the science of it and the medical background of it,
Again, I haven't researched that.
no.
But yeah, I'm just wondering if does it suppress or does it actually have any healing components in it, I guess.
Well, if you're not in pain, all right, you're able to do things to then repair what's happening. Right? Now, she's on a script, so she has to report back to a doctor once a month to say how it's going, do they need to increase it, do they decrease it, how's everything going, everything else, on top of going back to her own doctor and then working out when she's got to have her surgeries and everything else. So, I've had CBD oil, I've had CBD tablets. You can get like a little tab now as well that you can take, that sort of stuff. I've got injuries, obviously, from sports that I've played over the years and ongoing back issues, as yourself. All right?
Good fun.
And I've done my own little research on myself as my own guinea pig.
The best type.
Exactly right. And I found that having the CBD literally did help me relax a lot more and enabled me to do what I needed to do. So I can't see, with the top technology they have, they can actually now obviously separate those oils. So you can do it. There's also tablets that you have with the THC level in it as well. So you can then just, you can split it up depending on how much percentage you've got in there, balance in it.
Yeah.
All right? So, and you can actually grow it that way too. So depending on the strains you have. Okay, so we love a good beer, right? Hops.
Same.
Hops are in the same family.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
As what
I do know that.
marijuana is, right? So
It's a hop. Yeah.
well, cannabis is. So
It's a bud hop.
it's the oils, it's everything, all right? Same family. So now, obviously, it's legal in America, but again, I think they're going too far. You just go out and randomly just run around and just smoke and keep going on.
A bit like
everything else.
Amsterdam. It's
Well, okay.
it's
So
everywhere.
okay, so there's limits to that. Like, I think they should legalise parts of it, not all of it, because, like, obviously we know that we don't want people fucking obviously off their face driving vehicles.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that sort of, where do you draw the line? What does it, if you're having it, what's the impact on you using a motor vehicle?
Well,
what are the
so put it this way.
ramifications around it.
Well,
I guess,
okay,
if
the
something
ramifications will be you'll be driving down the freeway doing 10 kilometres an hour.
happens. Get off the fucking road.
Okay? But in saying that, though, you'd have the other people that are fucking obviously methed off their heads and they're driving at 150,000 kilometres an
And
hour.
that's the thing you can't. That's something you can't control, I guess. Can
Exactly
you?
right.
Like,
You know what I mean? Well, they always say, like, difference between smoking and having a beer is, you can put guys in a pub and drink beer all day and end up with a fight. You put guys in a pub and they're smoking cones, they end up joining a band.
am I right? Because I know we've touched on this before. When we've had a beer and dinner or lunch or whatever. Am I right in saying that if you do have a prescription for it, there are curfews and timings
Correct.
around driving?
Correct. 100% there is.
Like, can you only do it within 12 hours, after 12 hours or something like that?
Okay,
isn't
so
it?
yeah.
But I assume each of those cases would be individually
Correct.
matched to the person.
Correct. Okay, so depending on what levels or what sort of pain relief that you want or what's required through your doctor will determine on how long, if you have the THC derivative,
Yep.
how long you have to wait until you're actually able to drive, all right, or do anything like that. And even saying that, all right, even your CBD is actually going to be show up on a swab, all right, but you have to have your script.
You should have a
You actually have to
piece
have,
of paperwork.
you've actually got to
say-
have your script on
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
all right, which I think fair call,
I agree. Yeah.
100%.
If we're going to go down that line, you need to have the proper paperwork to support why you've got it.
100%. So it's not about just legalising the whole lot, right, and everyone just go nuts, because I don't think that's going to work,
No, you're right. Yeah.
all right? But there's benefits to it that I think are going to work, are really going to work. But again, it's like, how do we then, how do we go about making sure that's done correctly? I mean, I think we're on the right path.
And that's my experience with drugs is 0. Mm-hmm. That I've never done anything. I would say clean living, but I can't say that with a straight face.
I don't know, you're pretty clean.
Yeah,
I mean, you wash daily,
it's
don't
even
you?
the end of the day. I'm actually all right. But there's definitely a case for, obviously, there's scientific research, there's results that it works, right? And if that helps people, and I know you touched on just having some pain relief, because people live in pain all the time, every day. The various levels. Everyone has it's a different thing for everyone. You know, my pain is different to your pain, and so forth.
It might be in the same location,
but it's just
different.
Yeah, your levels and all that sort of stuff. But there's also the psychological side of if you're not in pain, you can actually do more and then contribute more to yourself and society, and there's a flow-on effect.
Right.
So if the legalization of cannabis allows that, that's a good thing, clearly, for the individual and for people around that person and so forth and so forth. But as he said, where's that line? There's got how do you police it?
Yeah.
And it's not up to you and I to decide how that's policed.
No.
But how do you control that? And that's the hardest part.
Well,
And that's the part that I think America have got wrong.
oh, 100%.
And
Have
we
you seen-
can't.
have
And
you
we normally follow the Yanks.
Yeah.
And we can't do it on this one, I don't think. My personal opinion, again, no shit all about it, but I think that's the wrong way to go about it, with a little bit more time. And that's probably where we're doing okay. We are taking our time in that regard.
Well and truly. Okay, so
There has to be a time in.
okay, so even the big farmers obviously bring out their pain relief pills and everything else. What was the big one? The big one that just basically was just they were just hooked on. You know what I mean? Like literally, everyone was hooked on it. You know, and again, that was through pharmaceutical, and that was then basically big pharma. That was then basically the government went, yep, no, that's good to go. I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, there'll be someone here that knows what it is.
It'll be a fizzer one, though.
Yeah, no.
Absolute fizzer.
Anyway, so yeah, but like it was an epidemic. Like they actually had chemists and doctors that were just basically just prescribing this all the time. All right, and people were lining up, getting it, going outside, taking part of it, selling the rest of it off, right, and then going back in line again.
Yeah.
It was an epidemic. And that's actually through the government signed off on it.
Yeah.
Same thing happened in Australia here too. So I can't remember what the name of
Yeah,
the drug
I know
is.
what you're talking about, yeah.
Someone will know about it.
No,
But
it eludes us.
I know at this stage. But again, so even they get that wrong. So if they're going to get that wrong, and they've actually made that, and then they promoted it, and the government signed off on it, and everything else. You know what I mean? Like,
I think a lot, like obviously, like you talked about, like you got to wait 12 hours. You're in a car. I guess devil's advocate, and this is what we talk about with our on-site ones and our chats with anyone, is playing the devil's advocate. Is what if?
that's right. It's always a what if.
That's that. What if you have have an accident? You've got the paperwork. But what angle does that other person have? They'll always find an angle. There's a lawyer, there's someone
Correct.
that will find a grey area, find an angle, tiniest little crack in the system and widen it. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. That's the world we live in.
That's right.
And which is, for me, it's shit.
That's because
Things happen.
That's because it's called a Schedule 1 drug.
Yeah.
That's what it is called, Schedule.
Schedule 1, yes.
You know, right? Well, again.
And that's the thing,
for no
the
reason.
categorisation of it is a massive thing.
That's right.
And I'm all for, like, if you find it, like, Nurofen, Panadol, all that shit, it's it works.
I remember the drug, oxycodone.
Oxycodone, that's the one. All those drugs work, but for a very short period.
Yeah.
And you can get to the point where everyone knows, everyone's had it, where you can have it and it has no effect because you've had so much of it.
Well,
it's not sustainable.
I get to the point that my stomach lining starts hurting
and
it rots it away.
Nurofen, I'm an asthmatic.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have Nurofen. There's reasons why. I have it, but I don't have a lot of it.
Yeah.
Very rarely do I have it, but if you're continually having that particular chemical pharmaceutical drugs, they have impacts elsewhere.
Correct.
Whereas cannabis has proven in research that it doesn't have long-lasting effects on the interiors of your body.
Psychologically,
That's a different story.
That's exactly right. But that's the THC.
That's the THC component,
Not the CBD.
Correct. So if you take that out, as you can split it, as you said. There's a defining point where that has a positive impact and not so much of a negative. There's always going to be a negative. It's a drug.
Correct. That's right.
Drugs have a negative impact no matter what it is.
Well, that's why we look at that. Okay, so, but also too, I mean, like cannabis goes back so long. Like they used obviously the hemp for clothing, bags, everything. There's so many different ways you can use it. You know what I mean?
It's a very versatile crop.
Correct, because that's what it is. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up.
No, it's a good topic. It's an interesting one
I
because
think,
everyone's got an opinion on it,
of course,
and some have got a better opinion, or not a better, I'm not going to say better,
No.
more resilient from their point of view opinion because it's personal.
yeah,
Like, I don't care either way.
yeah.
Doesn't bother me.
I'm the same.
I'm not impacted. It impacts you.
Well, it impacts me.
So I
because-
care for that part, but beyond that, I'm not fussed.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see what other people, because I know I've got some close mates, again, that have done bongs for 30 years, 40 years almost. They'll have an opinion for sure.
Sure. Well, let's get them on then.
Yeah.
Sit and have a chat to them. Okay, so they're talking about, obviously, literally, they did a study, I heard this on the radio today, that basically they were talking to people and the study was, would you legalise it? Obviously, Canberra was the highest. I think that was like 49% of the population in
Because they
Canberra
can get it there.
said, like, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
But even the rest of the country was only at 46. You know what I mean? So it's growing more and more as the plant does. But again, I think, like yourself, there's a lot further to go yet until we get it right.
I don't think people know the information in
Correct.
that regard.
Yeah.
And it's so... it's always been associated with the downer. This is what, and I think people need to understand that you can split the components.
Yeah.
They're two different things. And there is a clear scientific method for the use of part of it. And there is benefit to that.
Yep.
That's what I think people just need. It's almost like you need a coloured chart. Just, this is what it looks like. This is the benefit, blah, 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 blah. But I think the government... digging deep here. They don't want to do it because they'll lose money.
Well, there we go.
Like, that's what it comes. Unfortunately, that's
Okay,
what it comes.
it's not the
because the
government.
big farmers are just
Exactly right.
driving. They drive billions,
Yes,
possibly trillions of dollars.
into pain relief.
Correct.
So it's not the government. Well, the government will lose out.
Yes, they
But it's
will.
big farmers going to lose out.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen. It's always going to be a
And that's
small
the
component.
problem. And that's why the red tape's there
Correct.
to make it so difficult that it's almost that it's so difficult that you just give up and you'll put up with something else.
Or you go underground.
Yeah. And that's, I would going to hazard a guess, and I'm throwing a number and say 75% of people will go underground and do it illegally.
Of course they will.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
That's right.
Like, kudos to you. If you're feeling better and you can contribute to yourself
And society.
and society, good on you.
That's right.
Happy days.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can do it, because the big pharmaceuticals and the government won't align. Why not?
Well, they are aligned together.
But the wrong way. Yeah. Kickbacks, money.
Are you saying again that the government's
No.
corrupt? Is that what you're saying?
No.
This is the second time I brought this up. You think the government's corrupt?
No. They have supporters that have influence.
So, folks, this is how we circle around in different conversations.
Doo-doo-doo.
So anyway, Dave and I do this quite frequently. Obviously, probably more frequently than we care to say.
And you probably get a trend of our thoughts and conversations.
And you don't want any part of it.
No, you want a part of it. Get a hold of us. Have a chat.
That's it.
Remember our wheel's coming out, because it's going to happen.
Yes.
We want to talk. Literally, we'll talk about anything and everything. Don't care.
Why is that wall blue?
It's not blue.
Oh, no. Oh. No, you can't have a different opinion than me.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's grey with a tinge of blue. But it's predominantly grey.
So it's aqua grey?
No, it's not aqua. There's no green in it. But that's us. Like, we will literally happily talk about whatever.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't mind.
Okay, so if you do want to catch
Your
up with
opinion's
us,
still shit. But... yeah.
you can just call me arsehole because I've got one.
Yo.
So if you do want to catch up with us, we do have our Out in the Wild episodes. We will drop them on our socials, basically where we're going to be, what day we're going to be. Find the two bald head badgers with beards.
Beautiful.
Beautiful badgers.
Yes.
bald head, beautiful badgers with beards.
Yes.
Come over and say g'day, and we're happy to sit down with you
we'll
guys
throw a mic
and have
on you
a
and we
throw a
can-
mic on you.
yeah.
We'll just chat.
We'll just chat away and everyone can hear about your opinion
Exactly.
rather than ours.
Yeah, because after a while, it's what we want.
Yeah, ours is a bit boring sometimes. No, it's not. It's entertaining.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
I think it
hopefully.
is.
Yeah, and we'll get other, as I said, we'll get you involved and
I mean, we should have started this like I don't know. How long we know each other? For?
too long.
Probably
No,
4
not
or 5
long
years.
enough. Not long enough, Andy.
We should have started.
We
this
should have been lifetime friends.
5 years ago. We started.
Yes.
We should
So-
have started this 5 years ago.
We should have.
Anyway, we weren't smart.
We
back then.
procrastinated. No, you know what it was? We were drinking too many beers and enjoying good times before we decided to settle down and start a proper male relationship by starting a podcast.
Oh God, am I going back to another homosexual relationship again?
We did work at the Albury. And if people know that place, they know that place.
There's lots of things I can say, and there's lots of things I don't want to talk about.
There's some seats you don't want to sit on. Or you might. I
Well,
don't
actually,
know.
a lot of people were standing. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
see
a lot
it.
of- you don't drop anything.
Well,
If
this
you
is
drop
true.
it, you don't pick it up. You flick it
Flick
up with your feet.
Yeah, you kick it out the door
Yeah,
and keep going and
Yeah.
keep kicking. Anyway,
that's wrong.
why is it wrong?
I don't know. In some world, it's wrong.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Not in my world. I ain't really.
Okay.
Two
Um,
hoots. Two hoots.
Yeah. So anyway, so
Yes, find us, talk to us, chat to us, reach out to us.
yeah,
We're happy to talk. And as Andy said, we will do that. And it will be awesome if people throw out some weird topics. Could be anything. Don't care. And we'll literally spin the wheel.
what's our favourite lizard?
Yeah, and we will literally throw it on there and spin the wheel. And if it lands on it, no bite. We will literally take a photo of it, upload it to our socials, and that's our topic. And we'll go for it.
I love it. I love it.
Nothing to hide.
No,
Just go through it.
you know what? And we won't even research it.
Oh, we've got form in that
We
because
have
we don't research anything.
no, because that just takes away.
Have
from
we
everything.
even said that we will research something?
We said we might.
So that's a no because we've forgotten about it.
Again, I can't remember what we said we're going to research. We'll have to go back on episodes.
But I know we did put down that we're going to with some
Oh.
numbers around the roided up 100 metres.
I'm talking about other episodes as well.
Yeah, other
Previous
episodes.
The ones we
We're
haven't
going
released yet.
to we're going to look at a few things, but we'll have to go back through them.
We said we'd look. Didn't say we'd do anything about it.
No, we'd look.
Man, look.
We'll skip that bit and go to the next sentence. I missed that one. Sorry, I overlooked it.
Yeah, there's a butterfly over there.
Yeah, butterfly, squirrel. Oh look, the car goes past. Nah, it's been good.
Yeah.
This one. Happy
Nice.
days.
All right. So basically, I think there's merit in it.
Oh, we're circling back now.
Yeah.
Seems to be a theme.
Oh no. So
Oh, no, I totally agree with you. There's merit. But it needs to be all sort of earned and start. I don't know. There needs to be a bit more education. Is that the right? Maybe it's not the right word.
no, I think you're right.
Because you never stop learning and you can learn about that sort of stuff. I just don't think the facts are there for everyone to understand it properly.
Well, the government wants. Oh, here we go. So the government wants to control it.
We've
as much-
gone back there.
So government wants to control as much as they can.
Because at the moment they're losing billions of dollars because the underground
Correct.
backyard, that's happening.
Okay. So
They want to maintain, they want to control that so they can earn more money. Right?
tobacco's the same.
Yeah.
Now with the vapes.
Yep.
When are they going to learn? Anyway. Okay. So
If it helps, happy days.
yeah, that's right.
Because as I'll circle back to this and I'll say this, if you are happy with yourself and you're not in pain, you're not living your life in agony,
Yeah.
and some people do live in agony, lots of pain every day. If you're not in pain and you can help yourself, you're helping others,
Correct.
which then only has a flow-on effect to your work environment if you're working, your social friends, your family. There's a flow-on effect. There's a status to yourself, and it equalizes throughout the community.
Correct.
Everyone's benefiting from you being a happy person. Surely that's a good thing.
Well, you're happy because you're out of pain.
yeah.
Not happy
but you
because you're
can,
stoned.
No, but you can contribute.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
And surely that's a good thing. Because the last thing I think anyone wants in community is hanger-oners. People, because everyone hates with a passion. Oh, my tax dollars, I'm paying for your living.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
That's
Everyone, whether you like it or hate it, what I say, people think of that way. You know,
Correct.
I'm paying for your lifestyle.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
No.
Everyone wants to see someone contributing,
Correct.
doing their own thing.
Yep.
And if everyone's doing that,
Probably.
that brings joy and peace to a lot of people. I think society will relax as a whole.
Correct.
And that's the problem. Everyone sees a druggo. You have look, fucking druggo, look at this, blah, blah, blah. And that's different. But
Yeah. That's also, too, a lot of that, I think media has a lot to do with that.
that's a month's worth of topics right there, media.
I know.
Bunch of lovely people doing their job,
Yes.
tongue in cheek.
Yes. Anyway. Right, cool.
Digress.
All right. Cheers.
Oh, thank you, Andy.
There we go.
Been a pleasure. as
Legalising
always.
cannabis.
Pleasure. Never a chore.
That's exactly right, my friend.
Thanks for listening. Until next time. Don't forget to check us out on our socials.